feel like it was really easy to adapt to the company. Like, it's been 3 months, but it went by really fast. Like, it was just really kind of easy to get onboarded and in and actually doing work.
There's a ton of funding available, especially on the transportation side, so we're definitely in a hiring position. Based on our projected workload for at least the next 5 years, we're going to need to hire more people. So my job is to work with our project managers to determine how many people we need, what their skill levels are, what positions they would be, recruit employees for those positions, and in some cases I sit in on the interview teams as well.
So I applied online, and then it was a one interview kind of process, but it wasn't too like strict. It was pretty conversational, and they just wanted to get to know like my skills, what experience I had, what I expected from the job, that kind of stuff.
I needed to find a new job. Kirkham was hiring for an office coordinator, and so I came in and impressed them enough that they gave me a position as a technician.
There was a little career fair, and Kirkham had a booth at one of those, and I got to talk to some of the engineers there, and I really liked what they had to say. I liked their location, I liked that they were closer to where I am from, and so I was able to get their contact information, and when I was ready to apply, I got in there.
I've done 2 years with the state for KDOT before coming here. I actually took 4 years in high school to do architectural drafting and engineering drafting, and I learned how to make plans, read them, and do all that there. And then it's kind of like it was a hobby really, because I had really enjoyed the class, but I was actually going for petroleum geology. Things changed, then I found that KDOT job and then went from there, and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty fun. I can do this.
The online application was really simple to fill out and get all that in. And then I got a call asking if I wanted an interview, and I was like, yeah. Then I got an email from Susan, who's our Kansas HR person, with the information on the interview, where it was going to be, when it was going to be, who was going to be my interviewees, which I thought was helpful because I may or may not have stalked them on LinkedIn. But I looked up the company, made sure that I was properly prepared, because that's a big thing, is if you are properly prepared, you're gonna seem so much more like, they're gonna want you more.
They just basically asked me what I wanted to do, what I was interested in, what led me to engineering. They took about a couple, maybe 2 days to get back to me. I think they wanted to check with some of my references, make sure that I was a good fit.
My first day was doing orientation, getting all the paperwork and everything set up, and then next 2 days were kind of getting a feel for what the company was like, and then I think by the third day I was out here. And I think it helped since I had experience already, so they didn't have to do some training.
Depending on the experience level, I've been working with people that have basically no experience in civil engineering, so you work pretty closely with your supervisor, walk with you, check in, almost daily, especially when you're in the office. We're going back and forth multiple times a day, making sure that everyone's on the same page. We actually have set check-ins, 1 week, 30 days, 90 days that we check in with employees. Kind of just started going through that. I'm supervising 2 employees now. We have resources online, manuals pointing them to that and letting them figure it out on their own. That's ultimately the goal, less and less supervision over time.
The first day is all in the conference room, all the pages spread out, reading through everything, making sure you understand company policies and stuff. And then it was about a week of working with one of the guys who was teaching me how to do bridge reports at that time. And then when I got into the CAD stuff, I was working with another one of the guys over Teams chat. So we were able to still see each other and talk, and he could show me his screen and show me exactly what I was doing, and we could record it so that if I had questions, I could go back to it later, which happened a lot. But recording it makes it a lot easier, so I don't have to call him every 5 minutes asking what I'm doing. It probably took me 2 weeks until I felt comfortable with it, and about a month until they were like, okay, have at it. Be free, have fun.
There's a lot of resources and training videos available, and also ones that were produced by the makers of the program, so Bentley for MicroStation. They had a lot of resources available, and then Kirkham also has videos that they created to help with training. So a lot of it was watching those videos, taking notes, and then watching Brett as he worked on his computer, showing me how to do stuff. So it was a lot of back and forth in those early days, just getting a handle on what was expected of me, what they wanted me to do, and learning, because a lot of it was pretty new for me. We also have like lunch and learns, which is really cool, where we'll have meetings with other people from the company just to share, like, if you've learned something new about a program, it's just to help each other.
We have AutoCAD meetings, MicroStation meetings, design group meetings, just so that if anyone has tips or tricks that they've learned, they can share them. People can present on different things that they've done. I did a presentation with AutoCAD on vehicle tracking, and so I was able to explain how to create a truck, how it works, why we would do that, who the project is for, all the different bits and pieces of it.
I feel really comfortable now. I feel like I have a better idea and understanding of what's expected of me. And there's always something new every week, so I like the variety.
We want to hire people that have a high moral standard. We are a service provider company, and so that is very important for us, that we feel like people are going to be trustworthy because our clients are trusting in us. So we're looking for people that are upfront and honest with us during the interview and application process. We're also looking for people who are self-motivated. A lot of our work is done on an individual basis, so they need to be trustworthy that they're going to get the job done on their own, but also be able to work together on a team. So we also look for people that can communicate and get along with others very well.
I think having an open mind, being ready to learn. There's a really big learning curve coming from out of college and going into the office. Just having that willingness to learn, I think, makes it a lot easier. And also not being afraid to be wrong or of messing up, because you're gonna do it. I just would say, just don't be nervous. People wanna help you.
But they also want somebody who's kind of a go-getter. Like, you have to be willing to want to learn. You can't just expect to come in and know everything off the bat. Like, there's definitely gonna be stuff that you're gonna have to learn on the job.
Basically, the first step is to apply. Then we reach out to them, set up an interview time, and then there's usually an evaluation period. But we really like that process to be pretty quick. It's not going to be months and months of waiting. If someone's interested in working for us, we like to get them in with an interview as soon as possible, evaluate how that interview went, and make an offer. So the website is just kirkham.com.
It's a good company to work for, especially if you're someone who's flexible and you want like an engaging kind of work experience where you have different projects that you can work on, something different. You're not just doing like the same thing every day. You're not just like pushing buttons or doing that kind of stuff. You're gonna have things that you're gonna have to learn how to do on the job, which makes it engaging. And then it's also just cool to see the different steps in the process.